I believe the most underappreciated, undervalued, and underrated skill in leadership is communication. We have so many communication channels that today, on social media, we have tweets, posts, chats, DMs, and then we have text messaging and email. How many of us really pick up the phone and call someone or really have a conversation face to face? How often does that happen these days? We live in the age of distraction where we have the internet to build a wall between us and the people we want to talk to where we lack a true connection to people. And that is the strength of communication, is the ability to connect. And what do I mean by connect? I love Dr. Brene Brown's definition of connection. She says it's the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment, and when they can derive sustenance and strength from the relationship. Think about that for just a moment. Think about the people that you connect with, that you have developed a connection. When that person feels seen, heard, and valued from you. When they can talk to you and not expect any judgment. And they feel like they're a better version of themselves because of the relationship that they have with you. That is connection. And you see why I believe communication is a critical element in leadership? Because without connection, you have no influence. And as John Maxwell says, leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. When people can come to you and feel that they are seen and heard and valued when they talk to you, when they can just talk to you and not expect any type of judgment. And because of the relationship they have from you, they themselves feel that they are strengthened or they are better, then you have influence on them. You have an incredible influence because of how you develop them, just because of the influence that you have over them. When I started the Utah African American Chamber of Commerce, I felt like I had a disadvantage because I didn't feel I was a good communicator, because I'm naturally an introvert. I always enjoy talking to people who talk too much because that means I didn't have to say a lot. And I always found ways just to ask questions so they can just talk more, and I'd interject every now and then. But then I realized something, and when I heard that, great communicators are also great listeners. And I realized that people always seem to have a quick connection to me. And because I listened, and when they spoke to me, they didn't feel like they were being judged because I was just quiet and listening to everything they had to say. One, because I wasn't really wanting or trying to say anything at the moment, but I was just letting them talk and talk and talk. And I gained so much from people just talking. I love storytellers because I feel like that's the best teachers, when people can tell stories. So people felt that they were heard and valued when they spoke to me. And so they just enjoyed the relationship because they felt like they can just call me whenever they wanted to, just so they can vent or just talk. Sometimes I was on the phone much longer than I wanted to, and sometimes I felt like I was almost a counselor to people. Didn't really give them any feedback, but they just liked the fact that I was listening to them. And sometimes they are able just to solve their own problems. So that's my strength in coaching. And that's here for another video. But that is the value of communication. That is the value of connection. So in order to increase your leadership, increase your influence, communication is critical. If we all intentionally went out and connected with the people around us, think about how much of the polarization that we have in our community, in our nation, in our world today would be relieved. Because we would all feel seen, heard, and valued from each other. We would all feel that we have the ability to tell someone something and not be judged. And because of the relationships that we have with the people around us, we are a better version of ourselves because of it. That is a true connection with people. That's my talk for today, my coaching tip on living with purpose, developing your leadership, and the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership by John Maxwell. One of the laws is the law of connection. And as you can see why connection is one of the most critical laws in all of leadership. See you next time.
I just wanna go back now. I just wanna go back now.